So this is something I've never had to do before, but I know I can do it. The wheel of my wheelbarrow is completely rotten and cracked and no good. So I have to replace it. Not knowing what to do, I turned it over and it looks like all I'm going to have to do is loosen these nuts and bolts and on each side. And it looks like the wheel is on a post of some sort right here that goes in there. So I'm just going to take this off, take it to a hardware store and show it to somebody, and maybe they can give me a replacement wheel. It's a lot cheaper than having to pay like $500 for a new wheelbarrow. There's nothing wrong with the wheelbarrow. Anyway, these look rusty, so I'm going to get some WD-40 and squirt that on there just to loosen those up a bit. So stay tuned. So I'm just going to squirt this WD-40 on here. That should loosen up the rusty bolts. Alright. Let that sit a while and then we'll be back later. So spraying the WD-40 did not work because the screw and nut was so rusted it wouldn't turn, so I had to cut it off with a hacksaw, and I bought a new one. 2 of them actually, because all I have to do is take off this side. That side's going to stay in place, and what connects the two is a steel rod that I took off and I lost it. It's 11 inches long. I can't find it anywhere, so I had to go and buy a new steel rod. And you can tell that this one's way too long. A friend of mine's going to come up today and cut off an 11-inch piece, which we will insert into there. Then we'll put the wheel, which is that wheel right there. My new wheel, it's not inflatable. I'm not going to deal with that anymore. It's a solid wheel. So that wheel will go on the rod, sitting there. The rod will come through here. Put my new bolts and nuts, screw it down, and then we're good to go. The reason I want to get this done is because I got a big job coming up. So my neighbor's going to come down and help me cut that piece of pipe.
Big fat washer, and they rub against here, because it spins. And if you have a washer there, it doesn't rub and wear it out.
Like a metal washer?
Yeah, a metal washer. It's really. I actually use them. I buy a bunch of them and fill it out so
that way it doesn't.
Yeah,
travel back and forth.
that travel back and forth like that.
See what you mean,
Other than that, it will do that.
So the piece of steel rod that we cut off is what is going into through the wheel. I've added 2 washers on either side of the wheel, as you can see, because the wheel has a tendency to move back and forth. Now we just have to add the bracket on this side. It also helps with that spacing because it's got a little part here that takes up some of that room. And now we just have to add the screws and the nut, and we'll be done. So, I'm going to show you this as best as I can without dropping the phone. But the screws go through there, and then they just get fastened on with this nut. I'm just going to take some pliers, or a crescent wrench, and tighten these nuts. be good to go. So there it is. I've got this tightened down now, and the wheel is all ready to go.